Resentment is heavy, and I had a long way to walk. Today, I want you to imagine. I want you to just close your eyes. What would be the thing that really stood out to you? Would it be the money you earned, the things you owned, or the hours you spent worrying? Today, I want to break down a story about a woman named Evelyn and the 5 things that she decided were worth keeping. Understanding where you're at, understanding where you want to go, and the pathway that you're on to get from point A to B. Let's go out there and make it happen. All right, let's go. If you're tired, not feeling fit, tired, just not having the focus, tired, just not having the life that you deserve. This is the place to be. I'm Yarusi. Today, I want you to imagine. I want you to just close your eyes and imagine in the future, one day it's your 100th birthday. You've lived through 10 decades and seasons have come and gone around 100 times. You watched your children become parents and parents become memories. You've had friends who have been with you who have passed. You've seen multiple different wars. You've seen evolutions. You've seen tragedies. You've seen financial meltdowns. What would it be that you would remember? What would be the thing that really stood out to you? Would it be the money you earned, the things you owned, or the hours you spent worrying? Or would it be just something much simpler? Today, I want to break down a story about a woman named Evelyn and the 5 things that she decided were worth keeping. You know, Evelyn, she was born in 1926 in a small house with a vegetable garden out back. Her family didn't have much money, but she remembered the house as if it were a palace. There was always enough music just coming from the kitchen. Her mother sang while she cooked, even if there wasn't that much more food to go around. Her father fixed broken chairs, clocks, shoes, anything that could just be given that one more chance. Nothing is useless, he used to tell her. Sometimes it just needs a little more care. Evelyn carried those words with her for an entire century. She became a teacher, married her childhood friend, raised 3 children. She survived illnesses, buried people that she loved, and lived long enough to meet her great-great-granddaughter. One day, it was her 100th birthday. And her family filled this room with balloons and photographs and flowers. And someone asked a question that pretty much everyone would ask a person who's made it through life and turned 100. What is it that's your secret? You know, they expected her have some just very canny thing about food or vitamin or exercise. And everyone laughed because she said there's not just this one secret, but there are a few things worth keeping. The room became just very quiet because her first piece of advice was just keep moving. You know, Evelyn never joined a gym. She walked to school, worked in her garden, swept her floors, took the chairs out whenever she could. And at a certain point, movement was something that she didn't just do. And it wasn't just scheduled as a routine. It was just part of her being alive. Even at 100, every single morning, she slowly kept walking from one end of the hallway to the other. And she mentioned, I don't move because I'm strong. She explained, I move and I do, and then I become strong because I move. Her second lesson, keep people close. Every Sunday, Evelyn, she called someone that hadn't spoken to for during the week. And sometimes it was family, sometimes it was a former student. Occasionally, it was just someone with whom she disagreed. She did it that way because it kept her from feeling alone by reaching out. You know, friendship is like a garden, she said. You can't ignore it all year and then expect these massive, beautiful flowers when you need them. Her third lesson, keep something to look forward to. At 80, she began painting. At 91, she planted a peach tree. Even someone joked that she might never taste its fruit. She tasted her first peach 4 years ago at the age of 95. At 99, she ordered a stack of mystery novels and announced that she planned to finish every single one. Evelyn always gave tomorrow a reason to arrive. Her fourth, keep letting go. You know, that sounds like a contradiction because here we're talking about keeping things, but keep letting go is that Evelyn understood that something many of us spend years resisting. Living requires keeping what matters and releasing what doesn't. Not holding on to that grudge, not keeping on to that identity that really was never there. She let go of old arguments, impossible expectations, the need of the control of other people. That didn't mean that she never felt angry or hurt. It just meant that she just stopped giving the temporary pain a permanent home. She said, you know, resentment is heavy, and I had a long way to walk. Finally, Evelyn offered this last piece of consideration, and she deemed it the most important. Keep showing your love. Don't assume people know. You say it, you write it, you cook it into a meal, you put it into a phone call, you show it by arriving, or just someone needs that extra little special hug, or just someone around you. Don't expect people to feel that moment. Don't expect people to just know what you do. Many times relationships get scoured because people think that the other person should know already. That just takes that little extra. Evelyn had lost people before that she couldn't say everything she wanted to. Afterwards, she promised to never leave the important words unspoken. Everything that's important, put it first most and make sure it's clear. Before every conversation with her children, she says, I love you and I'm glad you're here. Not just simply, I love you, I'm glad you're here, but it's because love is more than a feeling. It's an experience that you welcome into another person's life. Evelyn's story, it reminds me of just longevity isn't just measured in the years that we can notch off. It's measured in the mornings when we decide to rise again, friendships we continue to nurture, plans that we just make and make them happen, burdens that we finally put down, and just that love of courage that we continue to express each and every day. You and I, we may not live to 100. None of us knows the pages that remain in our story, but you can say right now that you can choose to carry on this next page, following the moments of what to hold on to. Keep moving, keep people close, keep something to look forward to, keep letting go, and keep showing your love. Live 100 is a story about understanding where you're at, understanding where you want to go, and the pathway that you're on to get from point A to B. Let's go out there and make it happen. All right, if you found this podcast useful, go out there and just share it with someone. Share it with someone that needs to think about the things that need to keep close and the things that they need to let go today. I'm Jason Yarusi. This is the Little Wonder Podcast. Let's do this.